Can you get by on $40,000 a year? Or would $80,000 a year be better? In this episode, I'm going to address the question, can I retire with $1 million at age 55? Yes, you can do it on less than that or more than that. It depends upon the lifestyle you want. So in this episode, get ready. I'm going to give you some insights into things that most people don't think about. So my name's Doug Andrew, and I've been a retirement planning specialist for more than 46 years. I've been blessed to have authored 11 books so far, and most of them have been bestsellers. One, a New York Times, Wall Street Journal #1 bestseller in 2007. It was addressed to the baby boomers who were about to retire. So I've helped many people understand how they can retire on $1 million and generate $80,000 to $100,000 a year of cash flow or income without depleting the principal. But that isn't what most Americans are earning on their retirement accounts like IRAs and 401ks in the market. So I'm going to explain to you what most Americans earn and how I can help them double, even triple the net spendable income that they'll have if they optimize their assets and minimize the taxes and make sure their retirement strategy eliminates the dangers or is immune from taxes, inflation, and market volatility. So first of all, simply put, when people ask, can I retire on $1 million at age 55? Well, sure. Depends on how much money you want or that you need to live on. If you can get by on $20,000 or $30,000 a year, then yeah, you can retire with $1 million. If your money is where most Americans have their money at retirement, and it's pretty pathetic because where do most people have their money? In tax deferred, yet to be taxed IRAs and 401ks in the market. Most people that would come to me, they would be way too top heavy in that bucket. Yet to be taxed IRAs, 401ks invested in the market. The market was not designed to give you predictable income because the market goes up and down and up and down. In fact, people, financial advisors who have your money invested in the market, they're usually forbidden from illustrating any more than 4% because the average retiree only really earns about 3.5% on their money in IRAs and 401ks in the market because through all the ups and downs, they're not just buying and holding. When the market starts nosediving 30 and 40%, they panic and they sell low. And then they wait until they buy high. And so Dalbar says the average retiree is only earning 3.49%. So they only want you to take out 4%, which will slowly deplete your nest egg, but hopefully not before you die. That means $1 million would only generate $40,000 a year of income. Now, some people say, I think I could get by on $40,000. Wait a minute, for golf green fees, prescriptions, haircuts, for gas. Yeah, I think I can get by on 40. Well, you're not gonna net 40. What do you mean? If you pull out $40,000 out of an IRA or 401k, you have to pay tax on that. Between federal and state taxes, 41 out of 50 states has a state income tax. Most Americans pay about a third. Let's just carve it down to 25%. What's 25% of 40,000? 10,000. So you have to pay 10,000 in tax. You only have 30,000 left over to buy gas and groceries. Maybe if I really tighten my belt, we can get by on 30,000. That's only $2,500 a month. Well, wait a minute. What about the fees they're charging you on that $1 million? If you really want to calculate your net, most of these asset managers are charging 1%. 1% on the million is another 10 grand. So if you are pulling out 4%, you're really only netting 2%. But let's forget about the fees just for a moment and say that you net 30,000. Now, folks, for years, I have had my money in what I call the laser fund. Laser is an acronym that stands for Liquid Asset Safely Earning Returns. I'm going to gift you a free copy of that book if you would like at the end of this episode. So stay tuned here. The laser fund eliminates the dangers of taxes because it doesn't matter what taxes go to because the laser fund is tax-free. It's been a sacred tax-free cash cow in the Internal Revenue Code for over a century, okay? I've also earned rates of return averaging 6, 8, 10%. Now, I've actually averaged a little over 10% in my lifetime during the last 25 years. 10.07. For the 46 years that I've been a financial advisor, I've averaged about 8.2%. A laser fund is a maximum funded indexed insurance contract where you take the least amount of insurance the IRS will let you get away with, and you put in the most money the IRS allows as fast as they allow. And that's where many years, if I earn 11, I net 10. If I earn 8, I net 7. Some years I've earned 16 and netted 15. Some years I've made 25 and netted 24. But if I average 8%, what's 8% on $1 million? We've had thousands of clients who on every $1 million in their nest egg, they were able to pull out $80,000 a year of tax-free income without depleting principal. So let me ask you, how much more is $80,000 tax-free than $40,000 out of money in IRAs and 401ks in the market? It's another $40,000. It's double. It's 100% more income. It's $80,000 versus $40,000. But wait a minute. We didn't subtract taxes. So with taxes and even the fees, you're not netting 40, you're netting 30. Many times I've earned 9.6%. Let's just say 9. How much more is 90 grand versus 30,000 after tax out of an IRA or 401k? It's 300% more money. It's 3 times as much. So the answer to the question, can you retire with $1 million at age 55? Sure. We've had many clients do that. We've had actually many clients retire with 5 million, with 10 million. But the calculation is, I show them how they can retire with more like a 6% payout is a no-brainer. 8% is common. Many can get a 10% payout. $1 million can generate 100,000. Whereas if you leave your money in IRAs or 401ks in the market, you're only supposed to calculate 4% and then deduct the taxes off of that. Does that make sense? So let's connect the dots. What are the key takeaways? The answer to the question, can you retire on $1 million at age 55? Sure, but how much income do you want? If you can get by on 20 or 30,000, then yeah, you could leave it in the market in IRAs or 401ks, but that's all you better expect. What happens when inflation doubles the cost of living every 7 to 10 years? And all of a sudden, you need more like 60,000 to buy the same gallons of gas and loaves of bread that you were buying for 30,000 just 7 years earlier. So I like to keep my money into a vehicle that is tax-free, so I'm immune from taxes. But inflation, that if inflation goes up, I sort of come along for the ride because I'm investing, I'm linking my returns to the things that inflate, but I also am immune from market volatility because in the laser fund, your money is not at risk in the market. It is safely tucked in the institution and it's able to be linked to the market where if the market goes up, you can benefit, but when the market goes down, you don't lose because your money is not invested in the market. I know this is a lot to take in. And so if this has intrigued you, I want to gift you a copy of my 11th book. It's been flying out of our warehouse. This is called The Laser Fund. It's actually 2 books in one. This book is 200 pages, 14 chapters, all kinds of charts and graphs. If you learn by stories, you flip it over to this book. This is about 100 pages, 12 chapters with 62 actual client stories. This is 300 pages total. Don't pay $20 retail. I mean, thank you if you do, but you can claim your free copy if you go to laserfund.com. Laser, L-A-S-E-R, fund.com. If you contribute $5.95 towards the shipping and handling, I'll cover the rest of that expense and I will pay for the book. I want to empower you, and then I want you to type in comments and questions below, and also search other YouTube videos about this topic and others that are related, and you will be blown away with all kinds of educational insights that I provide on this 3-dimensional wealth channel.